how to go from being clueless about the real estate market to buying your dream home for less than the market value in the DC region, even if you have a low down payment or bad credit. Glenn Hughes here with 23 Homes. I am a internationally licensed project manager, general contractor, and a real estate agent. We are licensed in Maryland, DC, and Virginia, so we can accommodate any of your needs. But everybody always wants to get to the end at the beginning. So chances are you're watching or listening to this video and you want to get to the aha moment. So here it comes. Number one, Yushin and Nala. Okay, they purchased their house while they were in United Arab Emirates from over 8,000 miles away. We did this via a virtual reality YouTube presentation. They went through the exact same presentation that you're going through right now, and they purchased a home from overseas. They came over here. They had already been gone the closing remotely, and they moved right into their new home, and they loved it. Don't believe me? Watch the video on the YouTube link here. The Dunn family, look at this. This is incredible. They were with another firm for 6 months. They wasted 6 months with this other firm. The contract expired. They signed up with 23 Homes. We got them their dream home in less than 3 weeks. He is a master sergeant in the United States Marine Corps, and he was in for 29 years. Again, go watch that video. And then the last one that I have for you, and there's a theme coming here. There is an aha theme coming here. Just hang in there. This is Alex and Nellie. They're with the State Department. They had another realtor for 5 months, wasted 5 months. They lost 6 contracts. What a big waste of time. They switched to 23 Homes. We got them their home in July. The cutoff for their school was in August, so they had plenty of time, a week. It's a sarcasm there, in order to be able to do the transfer of their children into a new school district. And what do all 3 of these clients have in common? They went through the exact presentation that you're going through. This presentation is 100% guaranteed, providing you follow the steps, not us, that we're going to outline here for you today. Okay, I like to make it simple. KISS, K-I-S, keep it simple. Each year, the National Association of Realtors conducts a study of buyers after they purchased a home, and the data has vaguely, just a little bit, changed over the last 15 years, meaning the chances are that you will end up needing the exact same services in the exact same order that these buyers before you also needed. So let's take a moment to review this study. Number 10, doing the countdown, agent assisted with narrowing the buyer search criteria. Your agent should have all the criteria and all your financial details in order to find a house that matches your individual, unique, specific needs. Number 9, assisted with expanding the buyer search. So sometimes you need to close the search in order to make it better for you. Sometimes you need to expand the search, and only a professional, licensed realtor can show you the correct solution for your needs. Number 8, provided better list of mortgage lenders. So generally, a buyer doesn't even know what the first step is in purchasing a house. At least once a week, we have people call our office and say to us, I want to go start searching for homes. Our next question is, are you working with a lender? No. Do you know how much down payment you have? No. Do you know how much monthly mortgage that you can afford to have? No. So these are all the questions. You're going to go out and start looking for $1 million house, even though you don't know if you qualify for it? Or maybe you're looking at a $500,000 house and maybe you qualify for a $2 million house? So let's get everything straight. Remember, this presentation is the exact presentation that those before you have gone through. Number 7, the agent shortened the time period of their home buyer search. Why? Because they know what they're doing. The agent negotiated a better price. So they found a home and they negotiated a better price than they thought they would have been able to get the home when they first initially saw it. Number 5 coming up. Agent improved the buyer's knowledge of a search area. We know the best schools. We know where the crime rates are. We know where the best shopping is. We know where the best services are. So if you need to be close to a doctor, we've got one client who had a heart transplant and they needed to be within 3 minutes of a hospital. We found them a home 2.5 minutes from Fairfax Hospital down on Gallows Road. Why is that? If his heart stopped, he only had, before his brain started to go dead, 4 minutes to get to a hospital. They knew about him before he even came in. That was agent improved a search area. Let's go to number 4. Agent negotiated better terms on the sales contract. What are some of the better terms? Maybe you need to get into the house early. Maybe you need to get into the house later. Maybe you wanted something fixed in the house. These are all specific terms that can be negotiated during the ratification of the contract. Number 3, provided a better list of services. We have the most at 23 Homes, comprehensive list of painters, attorneys, settlement agents, mortgage lenders, drywall people, door people, roof people, foundation people, engineers, structural engineers. Anything that you need, we have. Plumbers, electricians, etc., etc. Number 2, here comes number 2. Pay close attention. The agent pointed out unnoticed features and flaws with a property. I am a general contractor. I can build a house from the ground up. I have forgotten more about real estate and home building than most realtors will ever know in a lifetime. When you walk into a house with me, I could tell you what's wrong with the roof, what's wrong with the rafters, what's wrong with the HVAC system, the refrigerator, the appliances, the flooring, the decking, everything, because we are a licensed general contractor. And number 1, drum roll please, agents helped buyers understand the overall house buying process. Those 3 people that I referenced earlier went through the exact same house buying process presentation that you are going through right now. That being said, let's move on to the nitty-gritty, shall we? Who is this for? This is for people who are looking to buy their dream home for the best bang for their buck, but feeling overwhelmed or intimidated. This is for people with bad credit or little to no cash for a down payment. People who want to buy equity. In other words, buy a house and have equity in the house before you move in, thus driving up your personal net worth. People who want to buy less than the market value, but meets their budget. People who want to buy a house in a safe, preferred neighborhood. People who are actively searching online, but need advice from an experienced agent. People who fear overpaying or working with a dishonest agent that's looking for a quick commission check. More of that to come. If you like that last research study, wait till you see what we have from the National Association of Realtors on how to select an agent. It is mind-blowing. People who have searched online but are unable to find a home that fits their criteria and budget. People who have worked with an agent that they didn't trust, and you've already seen 2 examples of that previously. People who have worked with an agent that is not responsive or lacks clear communications. If you want full disclosure at all time for every document, you want to be given the heads up about important changes to the housing regulations, mortgage rules, if you want to be advised of the realistic expectations to buying a home and dislike last minute changes, this presentation is for you. But let's get into renting versus buying, because the very first thing is about decision making, which we're going to cover here in a few moments. So if you're renting, why should you buy a house? Here's the reason why. Number one, it decreases your annual living expense. What do you mean by that? If you lock in a mortgage at $1,500, $3,500, $5,500, $10,000 a month, the value of your money is going to go up over time. So if you're 10 years from now, you're still paying your mortgage of, let's say, $5,000 a month. But if you're renting, when you first started out at $5,000, they're both even. This is going to stay fixed at $5,000 if you own your home. This rental house is going to go up to $5,100, $5,300, $5,500. And by the 10th year, it's going to be $6,500. So already there's a $1,500 gap of money that you are throwing out the window. So it makes sense for retirement because you're going to be saving some money. No annual rent increases, which I did just cover. Increase in savings rates. So it's basically a forced savings account because the value of your property is also going to go up. So your monthly mortgage stays fixed, but the value of the property goes up. It's going to increase your net worth 44% higher than non-home owners. Think about that, 44%. You're going to have more fun because it's fun making money. You're going to have reduced stress, pride of ownership, easier path to financial independence, 3% appreciation per year since the 1960s, except for 2011 and 2012. We'll get into that. And this will also inspire generational wealth. So who are we? Between the two of us, Gift and myself, we have over 35 years of real estate experience. That's from house flipping, helping clients buy and sell houses, property management, everything that you need to know about buying a home. We have experienced it ourselves and then some. We have sold hundreds of homes and over 500 million, just $500 million of real estate here in the DC area. We close on average 50 transactions per year. We are lifetime top producers in Northern Virginia Realtors Association, top producers at Keller Williams Restons. We are certified in divorce real estate. We were recognized in 2022 for the top team, selling over 40 homes, twice as fast and 5% higher in sales price than the average agent in our market. Our qualifications: we are licensed in the District of Columbia. We're licensed in the state of Maryland, licensed in the Commonwealth of Virginia, licensed general contractors, and internationally licensed project managers. We're also recognized as experts in real estate investing here in the DC metropolitan area. Judge us by the company we keep, right? Drucker says that having the best corporate culture eats strategy for lunch. That's Peter Drucker. So this is the reason why we stay with Keller Williams, and we continue to be powered by Keller Williams. Keller Williams is number one in transactions in the United States. It does depend on where you are in the U.S., I can find you a Keller Williams real estate agent that will match your specific needs. 20% of all transactions are with Keller Williams. We are number one in luxury transactions, number one in the amount of licensed realtors we have in the U.S., over 180,000 realtors worldwide, and we have been voted as having the best culture. Remember, Peter Drucker says that best corporate culture will eat any strategy for lunch every day of the week. So the core concepts of this: if you're not familiar with real estate, it's not your fault. There is a lot of information online, and it's normal to feel confused. A lot of the information is not truthful. I hate to say that to you, but we are going to let you have the truth here today. You can find a good deal of themes out there, especially in this crazy market that we have right now. Half the market is still a seller's market. The other half is a buyer's market. About 6 months ago, 9 months ago, it was 100% a seller's market. Despite having little money or no down payment or bad credit, if you work with the right agent, we can get you a good deal. We are the best people dedicated to solving this problem that aren't just working for a quick commission check. That's not what we're all about. We're not a salesperson. We are a consultant. So let's go through the overall process. And this is what we're going to get into the nitty gritty. Again, we're going to dive deep on each one of these sections. Number one, you have to decide if you're ready to buy a home. I've already given you the reason, the comparison between renting and buying. So obviously owning is better than renting. The second step is getting pre-approved for a mortgage. We're going to review that in detail. Find the right real estate agent. Number 4, begin your house hunting. Number 5, make an offer. Let's move on to number 6, contingency removals. Each part of the contingency process, and there are 3 or 4 depending upon what type of house you're buying, to renegotiate and make more money from the seller if you are a buyer. After you get everything taken care of on the contingency side, you do your final walkthrough, you're going to head to the closing table, you're going to adjust your new life as a homeowner, and then we will have events. We have 4 events throughout the year, educational events, 4 events throughout the year. So 4 social, 4 educational. Step 1, the big decision. Here are some factors that you may want to consider before deciding to purchase a home. Income, employment status. Lenders want to see a work history, usually about 2 years, to ensure stable and reliable income. If you're on payroll, you'll need to provide pay stubs and tax returns, other documents if you're self-employed. So generally, if you have an LLC, they're going to want to see bank statements and the continual flow of money that comes into your accounts. Liquid assets. When you're buying a home with no money down, it is possible. There are more loans that are coming out today, which we have access to, but most homeowners need to have some cash for a down payment. The amount of money you'll need for a down payment depends upon your loan type and how much money you can borrow or will need to borrow. You can buy a home with as little as 5% down. There are some no money down programs out there, and there are benefits to putting a little more than 5% down. You can avoid PMI, private mortgage insurance, and we'll cover more of that as well too. Your credit score. Your credit score dictates what loans and interest rates you qualify for. Your credit score tells your lender how risky it is to lend you money. It shows how consistently you pay off your bills and debts. Taking the step to improve your credit score and reduce your debt can pay off big time as you prepare to get a mortgage, because you might qualify for a lower interest rate. The better numbers mean loan options with lower interest rates. Timing. Number 4, timing depends on the personal factors such as financial readiness, lifestyle preferences, market conditions such as economic health, current mortgage rates, whether you're in a buyer's market or seller's market. You need to consult with an expert before making the big financial decision to purchase a home. Next slide is our FAQs for making the big decision. What score will I need to qualify for a home loan? Most lenders require a credit score of at least 620 to qualify for the majority of loans. A score above 720 will generally get you the best premier loan terms. How much money do I need to put down as a down payment? You can buy with a home with as little as 5% down. However, there are benefits such as avoiding PMI. And then what's my credit score based on? 5 areas that your credit score is based on, and I've put the percentages in there too, what the credit companies look at. Number 1, this is not backwards like the other one, unfortunately, but number 1 is your payment history. What is your history from it? Do you make your payments on time or are they late? The amount of money you owe. If you have a credit line of $100,000 and you've got $30,000 on it, that wouldn't be as good as having a $10,000 line of credit with only $250 on it. So the amount of money you owe is important. The length of your credit history, that's 15%. So if you're new to establishing your credit, it's a little bit tougher. You're going to have to put down a bigger down payment, but all these are calibration slides that we can move up and down and adjust for you as long as you're working with someone who knows what they're doing. The types of credit you've used, there's a difference between an auto loan and an unsecured credit card and a secured loan on a boat or a house. A school loan is different than a credit card. And then your pursuit of new credit. If they see you opening up credit card after school loan, after housing, after auto loan, after another credit card, they're thinking, why is this person opening up so much credit? So these are some of the things they look at for credit score. So now we move on to step number 2, getting pre-approved. When you are pre-approved through a mortgage banker, you are now converted from a credit to a cash attitude. What does that mean? When you have your pre-approval letter, you take your pre-approval letter from your mortgage lender, you attach it to your offer, you've now become a cash buyer. Because what happens is the seller looks at your offer and your pre-approval letter and they go, oh, let's go. Let's do it. So when you apply, your lender will give you a pre-approval letter that states how much you're approved for based on your credit, assets, and income. You can show your pre-approval letter to your real estate agent so they can help you find homes within your budget. And again, we attach that to the offer. When a pre-approval mortgage lets you know how much you can afford, what your interest rate will be, and what your monthly mortgage payments will look like. So on your search criteria, one of the main ones is how much money or how much home can you afford? Okay, so that's number 2. Let's go to an FAQ for step number 2. What does the pre-approval process include? It includes your income. That is copies of your monthly pay stubs. Your assets. Do you own cars? Do you own real estate? Do you own a business? Do you own a boat? What is your credit score? And then here, what if I don't get pre-approved? You can approach alternatives or private lenders. Rates are typically a bit higher because it's a risk for a risk is higher for the lender. You can get a co-signer, such as a mother, a father, a spouse, a sister, a brother, or uncle, an aunt, whose income is used to help you qualify, and they are also on the title of the property. Sometimes you can do it without it, but that's between you and your colleague, whoever you're going to be working with. You can also get yourself a guarantor. A guarantor is someone that backs up someone taking out a loan and agrees to take over the payments in case you can't afford them. Here we go right here. Foreclosures and short sales. I promised you some information on this. This is step 2 FAQ. So we've already done a step 2 FAQ. This is a continuation. Here are some of the times, if you've gone through a foreclosure, if you've gone through a short sale, if you've gone through a bankruptcy, here are some of the years that you have to wait before getting a loan. However, talk to us first, and we have some credit restoration programs that we could forward over to you. And then this right here is our list of lenders. Intercoastal Mortgage, Atlantic Coast Mortgage, GeoCorp. These 4 lenders have always come through. You'd be surprised if you get an online lender how difficult it is for them to go to closing. I could name names, but I'm not going to because I don't want to get sued for libel or slander. However, I know numerous national banks, numerous online lenders who have not come through and really messed up our clients big time. And we told them ahead of time, say, you need to look at alternatives. No. Again, You have to follow this program. You have to follow the advice. These people didn't follow the advice, didn't follow the program, and it didn't work for them. This is 100% if you follow every step, you will find yourself in a new house. Step number 3, finding the right agent. This is where it gets fun. Your real estate agent is your representative in the home purchase transaction. Your agent will look out for your best interest by finding homes that meet your criteria, get you showings, help you write offers, and negotiate the best price and terms for you. You should look for the following characteristics when looking for an agent. What is their experience? Check out previous happy clients, testimonials, and reviews. I can tell you where to get those on Zillow. You can go to realtor.com. You should be able to go to their personal website and have video reviews. Responsiveness. What's the amount of time it takes for an agent to get back to you? Whether the agent misses emails, text, phone calls, that's all important. Continuation of finding the right realtor. You should look for the following characteristics when looking for an agent. Number 1, integrity. Agents should be aligned with the budget that you have, not trying to get you into a more expensive house. They should be aligned with the neighborhood, true home values of that neighborhood. You should trust your agent to act on your best interest to help you make the right choices in such a large investment. Ask yourself, does the agent only care about a quick commission check and trying to get you to sign a contract on something that you're not 100% certain with? What is their community knowledge? Do they know the schools? Do they know the crime rates? Do they know where the hospitals are? Do they know where the shopping is? Do they know where the services are? What is their overall economic knowledge of the community? And does the agent have an understanding of the economy since it's directly tied to the housing sector and vice versa? Attentiveness to you. Most successful real estate agents have multiple clients at any given time. What's most important is that your agent makes you feel like you are their only client. All right, let's go to, we did find the right agent. Let's go to the FAQs. Here we go. This is absolutely, in my opinion, just riveting because this is, again, another study from the National Association of Realtors. They've already done the heavy lifting for you. Each year they conduct a study on what buyers want in a realtor. And the question they ask is, what do you find is the most important characteristic to you? So let's take a moment to review the National Association of Realtors and what buyers find the most important to them. Number 10, only 1%, are they active in the local community? Maybe or maybe not important to you. Number 9, associated with a particular firm. We are associated with and powered by Keller Williams, the largest real estate firm in the country. Number 8, what is their accessibility? Are they responsive? Can you get in touch with them in text message? Number 7, what's their timeliness of responsiveness when you reach out to them? Number 6, do they have a caring personality or are they a good listener? Number 5, local area knowledge. We've hit on that several times already. Number 4, friend or family members. Do they recommend them? Number 3, what is their overall reputation? You can go on Zillow and see what their star rating is from 0 to 5. Same thing with realtor.com and even Google. What is their overall experience? How long have they been in business? Do they put their money where their mouth is? Here at 23 Homes, just for snicks and giggles, we buy a house. We go through the exact same process to make sure we buy one house for our own personal consumption every year. We don't hold on to it long, but we buy it every year. How many realtors buy a house just for snicks and giggles every year? That's how well we know the market. And number 1, drum roll please, honesty and trustworthiness. And this is what this looks like when it's graphed out. Okay, we're on step 3 still. Let's go through some frequently asked questions. Is it possible to buy without a real estate agent? The answer to the question is yes, of course. However, it isn't recommended especially for first-time home buyers. The home buying process can be complicated and emotional. Having an agent by your side can help you navigate the housing market, submit a legally sound offer, and avoid overpaying for your property. Question number 2, most common question out there is, what options do I have for representation? You have got 3 options when it comes to purchasing a home, and a real estate agent can assist you with each of those options. In fact, it's best to have a real estate agent to represent you. Here are the 3 options and what a real estate agent can provide you with regards to these 3 options. Number 1 is a new home construction. New home construction can be complicated because the representative, when you walk into a new home construction site, is representing the builder. They are not representing themselves. For sale by owner, it is easy as a buyer to be taken advantage of in a for sale by owner situation. This is an individual who is selling their home all by themselves. So they don't know what they're doing. You don't know what they're doing. And you could, there could be a clue report issue with insurance. There could be something wrong with the foundation. There's many things that could go wrong. It could be a lien on the house. And then a pre-owned house or an established neighborhood. These are houses that have already been on the market and pre-built, and someone else has lived in them. That is about, believe it or not, 93% of the market is the turnaround of pre-owned homes. What is the agent you hire responsible for? What is the agent you hire responsible for? Your agent will show you properties and write an offer letter on your behalf and assist in negotiations. Your agent can also assist on how much to offer for a property. The agent role has a fiduciary duty, which means they are licensed by the state or commonwealth that you're in, and they are also a member of the National Association of Realtors, and they are obligated through the Code of Ethics to work on your best interest. Question number 3, how can you find the right agent? Extensive research. I've already covered this. An agent that provides value to you and showcases their expertise. An agent isn't afraid to guarantee risk reversal on your end. In other words, here at 23 Homes, we offer a 12-month love it or leave it guarantee. There are some caveats with it because we are talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars, but we will help you purchase another house. After that house is purchased, then help you sell the other house for free. Just see us or call us or talk to us about the details with regards to that particular program. Question number 4, does it cost me anything as a buyer? Right now, as of today, it does not cost anything, and this is May of 2023. So the information is going to stay consistent for a number of years. But the common misconception is that it is expensive, but in truth, it's absolutely free to work with a buyer agent, what they call a buyer real estate agent. Finally, relocations. Question number 5. I'm looking at a area outside the DC metropolitan area. I'm looking to move to Florida. I'm looking to move to Louisiana. I'm looking to move to Spain. Well, we can help you there. 20% of all U.S. real estate transactions are done through Keller Williams. We have a network here just in the United States of over 100,000 agents. So we could find the right agent for you in any state or territory. And it's not in the contiguous. We do Alaska, we do Hawaii, we do every country. We just recently opened up in India. So Keller Williams worldwide has over 180,000 realtors. Step number 4, beginning your house hunting. Okay, you've got your pre-approval letter. You've selected your agent. You've started house hunting. You've decided to purchase a house. So things are all moving in the right direction. Your real estate agent will help you hunt for the houses within your budget that meet your criteria. It's a good idea to make a list of your top priorities. What are the negotiables and non-negotiables? What do you absolutely must have? If you're expanding your family, you might need a nursery. If you're working from home, you might need a work-at-home office. You want to look for a home that will meet all your needs, not just today, but 5 to 10 years in the future. We always position our clients for long-term rentals as well too. So we get them a house, but we also scope out the possibility of it being a rental in case they have to move outside the area. This way they continue to have income coming in for their particular lifestyle. Location. Do you want to live downtown in the suburbs or a more rural environment? Do you want to live close to work, school, recreation facilities, parks, public transit, bike trails, your services such as doctors and lawyers and those types of people that are important in your life? Is there a specific neighborhood you prefer because it has walking trails or dog parks? Or maybe it's close to an equestrian park. How many bedrooms? How many bathrooms do you need? Do you need a spare space for office, extra storage? Do you need a garage for a boat, for a skidoo, which is a small motorized watercraft? Step 4, continuing on, you want to look for a home that will meet your needs not just today, but also 5 to 15 years into the future. Special features. Do you require an air conditioner or a swimming pool? Is it important that your home be environmentally friendly? The gentleman that I mentioned earlier had the heart transplant, needed double HVAC systems because he needed to keep his body cool. Lifestyles. Are you planning to have children? Do you have Do you have teenage children? So you want to balance out teenagers leaving, going to college, and younger kids moving on to specific schools that are important to you. Are you close to retirement? Do you want to buy a medium-sized house versus a larger house? Is it important to live close to family or friends? These are all items to keep into consideration. Here are some more that we need to go through. Question 1, what are some things to consider when shopping for a home? The price, the square footage, the home condition. What type of repairs? Do you want a fixer-upper or something that's move-in ready? Do you need to have access to public transportation in order to get to work? Number of bedrooms, backyard, swimming pool, local entertainment options. Do you like to go to the movies? Do you like specific restaurants? We have somebody who really enjoyed a restaurant that is no longer in business. They loved this restaurant so much that they had purchased a placard. So when you walk in, they had members of their special club that visited them a certain amount of times per year, and their name was actually on the placard of this particular restaurant. School district rankings, property value trends. Generally, if you purchase a new home, new constructed home, that's going to give you your highest property appreciation for the first 2 years. After that, it's going to settle out. Property tax. Are we in an area that property taxes are rising or falling? Question 2, who decides which property is right for you? Ultimately, you do. Your agent will only give you recommendations. Question number 3, how many homes do I have to see before you decide which one to make an offer on? Generally, you want to see about 3 to 5 before you make an offer. I hate to say this, but it's also very, very true. You can get house fatigue if you start to look at too many houses. And it's hard if you look at, and you'll experience this, I've gone out with clients before, they had to look at 8 houses. They couldn't remember the first house they looked at by the time they got done with the 8th house that they looked at. Unless you keep, just very, very copious notes. Question 4, can I just find homes online? Yes, there are many tools online. We actually have the best search tool out there online. It connects to your account. You can use it on your computer. You can use it on your iPad, you could use it on your phone, and it's all interconnected with everything. So we know which houses that you put hearts on and what the rating scores are, and then this, based on your hearts, will go out and find additional properties and offer those up because they're similar to the other ones that you had put a heart on. So you should be involved as much as possible in the process. It's a joint effort. However, my job as your agent is to provide you with a uniquely tailored opportunities that match your specific needs. Finding a house FAQ question number 5. What is an HOA, homeowners association? This is super important. So an HOA keeps consistency of the property. So it preserves community value and home value. The payments vary anywhere from $80 a month or even $30 a month on the low end to $400 a month on the high end. And this also is taken into consideration when getting your loan. So if you decide to purchase a house that's in a townhouse community, then you are going to have to revisit, and we'll help your mortgage lender revisit that extra cost to make sure that you qualify for it. For example, the Reston HOA area has 2 HOAs, which most people don't realize. They have with a mothership called the Reston Homeowners Association. That one has all the golf clubs come up to it, the boating, the lakes that are in Reston all roll up to there, the zoo. And then each particular community has what they call a cluster HOA. So it can get very, very complicated. We're here to help you circumnavigate the complexities of HOAs. Is there a difference between a condo association and a homeowner association? Yes, there is. Condo associations are a little bit more complicated because you are only owning the condo that you're in. The elevators and the roof and the bricks and the foundations and the garage door openers, the lifts, the everything that goes into that is all owned and maintained by the condo association. Thus, they have greater expenses when you have an elevator or a parking garage or a swimming pool. That all drives up your cost. A condo association has more restrictive rules. But if you don't like maintaining, I love condos. If you don't like doing the maintenance of cutting the grass and taking the garbage out to this sidewalk, condos are fabulous option. Do you have any documentations or a checklist or an organizer? Yes, we do. If you made it this far into the presentation, congratulations. We are pretty much halfway through, but you could reach out to us at 703-707-0334. We have a 6-page questionnaire that covers every single variation of the homeowner search that helps you narrow down your specific criteria. So you found a house. Let's make an offer. An offer must be submitted in writing after touring and looking at the properties that you like. An offer contains several key parts, such as the date, the property address, the property names, and the price. The date, the closing date. The conveyance of the home is designated by the buyer, but it is a negotiable point. Your realtor will help negotiate that date with you. The mortgage lender, align the mortgage lender with you to make sure your mortgage is correctly. They'll help align the seller with the seller move-out date along with the seller's agent. The closing date is also the day you get your keys and move in. Terms and contingencies. These are put in place to protect the buyer. During an aggressive market, specifically what we've just kind of gone through in the 2019, 2020, 2021 time period, a lot of contingencies were waived. However, there's ways to waive a contingency, yet still keep it in place. There's some very interesting tricks and tips that you if you're working with a very shrewd agent, that can protect your best interest. A couple of these contingencies, though, let's review them. Home inspection. A home inspection is a time-dependent contingency for the buyer. You have to have it done within 7 days, and then there's a negotiation period that has to be done. After that, you go through the appraisal. That too is time dependent on the buyer. The next one is the HOA documentation. That is also time dependent, but that's time dependent from the seller, and it has to be put into the hands of the buyer. And then there's another time dependent feature for the buyer as well too. Disclosures and documentations disclosing certain aspects of the home. For example, window dressings may not convey. Sometimes they do convey. Chandeliers may convey. Sometimes they don't convey. That will always be in your disclosure documents. Common disclosures vary state by state. There's a property disclosure, a lead-based paint disclosure for houses manufactured or built before 1974. And then, of course, you have your HOA disclosures. We're still on making an offer. After that, your price. Your price is based on the market supply and market demand and where the market is right now. Is it a buyer's market or a seller's market? That will be discussed between you and your agent. During the time of purchase, we will decide the best price and have more in-depth conversation so that we can offer, so we can make an offer that minimizes your chances of losing out, especially if it's your dream home, but also reduces your risk. So we may have to make some small contingencies in order for you to win. There's a deposit generally of 5% of the purchase price, and the deposit can vary based on personal resources, income, lending instruments. Deposits go towards the down payment, and it is kept in escrow. And then negotiations with the seller. The seller, after we provide them or submit our offer, they can respond in one of three ways. They can accept the offer, or they accept the offer and we just move on to the next step, which is the home inspection. They can reject the offer and say, hey, I have got something better, and you can come back and try and beat that next offer that they may have that's better. You can move on to the other house at that particular point. Or the seller can give a counter offer. Oh, I don't want to spend that much money. I'm gonna give you this much money, or I want you to waive a home inspection, or I want you to waive an appraisal. So those are all the responses. These are specific scenarios now. So let's go through this. What if you are in a multiple offer situation when there's competition with other buyers submitting offers at the same time you are submitting yours? So the one that's most suitable to the seller is what wins. So you have to try and make your offer as attractive as possible, and we'll help make recommendations. We're going to go with our best foot forward, remove contingencies based on the risk and reward, and explain to you what the options are and the consequences of that. We might make adjustments or concessions to make our offer a little bit more attractive to the seller. We can do different type of structure adjustments, such as a rent back or an escalation contract. All these are different tips and tricks that you can use in order to win your dream house. It's important to get with an agent that is experienced in all multiple offer situations, so you get the best deal when buying your dream home. As an agent, we'll have done this many, many times before. We just recently won a home for our client, and there were 30 offers put up for this particular townhouse, and ours was one that was selected. We do know what we're doing in that particular scenario. Step 5 FAQs. Question 1. This is all for the offer. Can you cancel after agreeing to ratification? Generally, you cannot. At a minimum, you're going to lose your deposit, and at a maximum, you could be sued for breach of contract. So make sure that you are satisfied with the house before putting an offer on a particular property. Question 2, who writes the offer? Your agent, your realtor writes the offer for you and represents you and puts an offer letter in on your behalf. Question 3, how long can negotiations go on for? It depends. There's lots of variations. It could go on for a week or so, but generally both parties want to wrap up and move on to the next step or move on to a different scenario if it seems fit. So you have to let your agent manage the negotiations. So you must communicate with your agent. I'm sure your agent will be reaching out to you in order to explore all your options. The contingencies. After the property has now been ratified, you need to go through your contingencies. I gave you a list, so let's go through each of them really quickly. The first one is your home inspection. This is conducted by a licensed home inspector, and it's paid for by the buyer at the time of the inspection. What is a home inspection? It is a visual inspection. They cannot rip drywall off the walls. They cannot remove plugs. They're really not even allowed to pull refrigerators away from a wall, even if it has wheels. It is 100% visual inspection. They will go through the home and specifically look for problems that they are trained to look for. They'll test electrical systems, make sure the roofing is safe, make sure appliances are working, and much more. After the inspection closes, the inspection will give you a list of the problems they found in a nice report. This list is generally broken down into 3 categories. Issues that must be corrected immediately by the seller, which you negotiate with them through your agent. Issues of future concerns, like for example, your roof only has 10 years left in its life, and then which means you have to set aside or save some money for the future. And then items the buyer needs to maintain during ownership. It's common for home buyers to include a home inspection contingency in their purchase offer. A contingency gives the buyer the option to back out of the purchase if the repairs exceed their level of comfortability, without losing your earnest money if the home inspection reveals major issues on the home. Let's move on with the next. The next contingency is your appraisal contingency. This is to make sure that you do not overpay for your property. The bank or the mortgage company is the one that orders your appraisal. Again, make sure that you're not overpaying for the property. The appraiser uses computer-generated comparisons of homes similar to your particular property. For example, if it has 4 bedrooms or 3 bedrooms in the same community. The appraiser also visits the house, takes measurements of the house, does a square foot comparison with the other properties. They take pictures of the conditions of the house. So this too gives another area of negotiations. And we'll cover that here in a few moments, some examples. The HOA condo docs. The seller is responsible for ordering these and getting them into the buyer's hands and the agent's hands. This is called a resale package. It's from the Homeowners Association. The Homeowners Association's packet is paid for by the seller. At the time of ordering the resale package, an HOA inspection is scheduled with the seller. So the HOA also has to do an exterior inspection of the property to make sure that it has been maintained. And we'll have an interesting story here coming up. You also want to look for special assessment in the HOA documents. This way you're not getting stuck to have to pay a $1,500 or $4,000 gotcha after you move in. And you also want to take a look at the reserve fund audit to make sure that all the monies have been collected throughout the years to maintain the property. Loan contingencies. It's specifically the appraisal and the HOA home inspection. So at each of these time hurdles, the buyer has a chance to renegotiate these items related to that contingency. So let's go through some examples really quickly. The home inspection example. Paint color and ripped carpet is not considered a negotiable item. Missing bathroom caulk is not considered a negotiable item. Missing HVAC black insulation is not a negotiable item. However, what the inspector might do, let me back up. Missing HVAC black insulation is a negotiable item that has to be replaced. My oversight on that one. Bathroom caulk can be earmarked, but that is option. So you have to now negotiate with the seller to find out what has to be replaced, what shouldn't be replaced. Appraisal example: the price comes in lower than the offer price. If you have an appraisal contingency, you can now renegotiate it. If you are in a multiple contract offer area and you put an offer in for $355,000 and the price comes back from the appraiser at $350,000 and part of your offer to the seller is a $5,000 coverage, so you will cover up to $5,000 over the offer price, which is $355,000, and the appraisal comes in at $350,000. That $5,000 you have to still pay to the seller. So you can see that it gets complicated real quick. That's the reason why you need a real estate agent. HOA documents and inspection example. HOA documents are going to tell you how many visitor parking places you get. Here's an interesting story. Our client waived the home inspection contingency. They did a home inspection for informational purposes only, and they found that the soffit was missing in a particular area of the house. The home inspector found that out. So the seller said, sorry, you waived the inspection, because it was a multiple offer. They had 9 contracts on this particular property. Ours won. However, the HOA on their inspection said, oh no, Mr. Seller, you are responsible. So they didn't have to fix the soffit on the home inspection, but they did have to fix the soffit on the HOA inspection. And then some loan examples. If you decide to go a VA loan, which is a Veterans Administration loan, a foundation crack less than 1 inch is acceptable by the VA. However, some people do not find having a foundation crack is not worth their time, because they don't want to deal with it. So they would balk at an offer if it came back through a home inspection saying that there is a crack. So a lot of little details that we're getting into. That's the reason why you need an experienced professional agent. Step 7, the final walkthrough. You've gone through your contract offer. It's been ratified. You've gone through all your contingencies. Now you're getting ready to take your possession of your house. You should do a final walkthrough through your new home before you close, even if you are 100%, even if you're 100% committed to the property. This gives you time to check and make sure that the seller made the repairs that were requested and cleared out the property. It is supposed to be broom swept clean, so there are some legal definitions for you. You walk through the home and make sure that the seller hasn't left any belongings. Check your repair areas that you requested from the seller. Keep your eye out for pests. So we'll always get a pest inspection for termites. You may also want to double check your home's systems for one final time to make sure everything is in working order. Even if it looks good, it's time for you to confidently move towards closing. After step 7, we go into the clear to close time frame. This is critically important. Clear to close is so important that I've dedicated an entire slide to this one topic. And let me tell you the story behind this. We had a client who went through this process, and they went through the clear to close. They were an attorney. They had a pre-approval letter of $1.1 million. However, they got a new job. They went out and celebrated and bought a $125,000 house. They found a home for $1,050,000, which was below their approval letter of $1.1 million. And when we went to put the offer in, because they purchased a car, despite us telling them don't make any major purchases prior to securing your house, they then only qualified for $920,000. Thus, they lost the opportunity to have their dream house at $1,050,000. So do not buy anything no big ticket items, anything after you get your pre-approval letter. Otherwise, you may not be able to purchase a home. So that's important. The clear to close process, they also do a title search to make sure there's no liens on your property that you're purchasing. And they look for covenants, easements, liens, lawsuits attached to the property. All these things can impede you purchasing the house. The last thing is, should you buy title insurance? So what title insurance does is that it guarantees you that there are no liens against the house. But you never know. There could be a lien put on the house after you purchase it because the previous seller didn't pay a vendor who did work in order to fix it up. So there's a lot of complexity that goes into this to make sure that everything is taken care of. Step 8, close the sale. Congratulations, you've made it to the final step of the process. We are going to the closing table. When the time comes, make sure you review your closing disclosure. A closing disclosure is also known as a HUD 1, Housing and Urban Development 1. It's the main sheet, the first sheet that you do when you purchase your house. Today, it's also known as the ALTA, which is the American Land and Title Association document. This particular document outlines the terms and the closing cost of any outstanding charges or fees that could be included in your loan document. Congratulations! It's time to close on your house. You've made it to the final step of the process. When it comes time to make sure you review your closing disclosure, it's also known as a HUD 1, or Housing and Urban Development 1, meaning your first document. Also today, a more common term is the ALTA, the American Land and Title Association. This will outline all your closing costs and any outstanding charge or fees included with your loan. And your lender will send this disclosure to you 3, maybe 2 days before the closing. During your closing of the property title, the title will pass from the seller to you. A closing agent, generally an attorney, or at a minimum a notary, will oversee the process, which typically takes place at a title company, real estate office, escrow office, or your home. The closing agent will ensure that all the necessary parties are present at the closing. The agent acts as a mediator between you and the seller and confirms that all required documents are signed. Once the documents have been signed, the agent will ensure that all funds, including closing cost fees and escrow payments, are paid and properly distributed. During the closing, you have 3 major responsibilities: sign all the legal documents, pay all the closing costs. These are fees for your lawyers, notary, titles, HOA, adjustments, taxes, appraisal costs, and then make sure you bring your driver's license, passport, green card, or military ID or embassy identification. It needs to be some form of government identification, and it must have a picture. Yay! Finally, the house is sold. You want to make arrangements for a moving date, check all the rules and bylaws of the HOA, switch over and start an account with all your services. That means your water, your electric, your gas. Update and inform people and companies of your new address. We've got a document for you that has a list of over 75 items that you should update and take care of. Get your driver's license and ID changed, change the mailing address of anything that is coming to your house, and make sure you go to the post office to forward all your postal recipients that send you items. Fixed rate, this is a little bit of bonus area, fixed versus variable rate. I've had both. Variable rates are great. So they give you, with a variable rate, they give you a lower interest rate. However, that low interest rate expires at a particular time, 2 years out, 3 years out, 4 years out, 5 years out, 7 years out. A fixed rate is going to be a higher interest rate. However, the fixed rate will guarantee that you have a consistent mortgage over generally a 30-year period. You can sometimes find some mortgages that are spread out over 15 years or even 40 years. Typically, if you're younger, a first-time home buyer, a variable rate would be just fine and dandy. If you're a young family with kids and you want to have kind of a set type of budget, then a fixed rate would be terrific. How much down payment requires? So homes under $500,000, generally a 5% minimum. Homes ranging from $500,000 to $1 million, you probably want to look at 10%. The reason why is you want to have a little bit more equity in there, and that's going to lower any type of private mortgage insurance. Homes over $1 million, you generally want to get that 20% in there just to keep the mortgage reasonable. But this is just a thumb in the wind type of slide. The 5 C's for credit. So last time you checked your credit, the score, these are the 5 items that impact the type of mortgage you can get, the type of mortgage terms and interest rate that you can get. With prime lenders who offer the lowest rate under 600, it's usually the cutoff. But don't panic. You want to try and get your credit rate over 600. There are credit restoration places out there for you to bump up, and your mortgage broker will know who they are. But essentially, character refers to your credit history. How often do you pay, and do you pay on time? Your capacity. How much are you able to qualify for, and that's based on your debt to income ratio, or DTI. So if you make $1 million a year and you've got $250,000 of credit cards, that's a pretty high amount. So the more money you make, the more capacity you can handle. Capital lenders are also considering any capital that you put towards a potential investment. Collateral, these are objects which have some type of value, and you put that towards a house, gold, things like that. Conditions refer to how do you intend to use the money. Generally, if you are collateralizing your house, the banks feel very good about that because they could always take the house from you, sell it, and make a tidy profit if you've had it for more than 5 years. What's your plan B? Let's say none of the primary lenders come through for you. So you can do co-signers, typically a spouse or someone who's willing to put up their income to help you qualify for the title of the property. A guarantor. This is someone who will guarantee that they will take over the loan if you are unable to make the payments. So when the time comes, we can discuss that with you and explore all the options. What does your monthly mortgage payment stub look like? So this also is for your budgetary purposes. You want to know how much. Well, first of all, let's go through PMI, private mortgage insurance. If you have less, so if you put down your 5%, that's less than 20% on your property, you must pay an additional fee each month for mortgage insurance for the mortgage company. The statistic is that people are less likely to walk away from their house if they have 20% of equity. So if you own a $100,000 house, and you've got $20,000 worth of equity, generally you are not going to walk away from that. You need to take in consideration, as well as the lender takes in consideration, your monthly HOA fees, gas, electric, your internet. The caveat, home insurance, that is paid by your mortgage company. That is in case the house burns down. You have the insurance company that is protecting both you and the mortgage company, and property taxes. So the interest, the principal from the loan on the house, also the homeowner's insurance, and the property tax is all paid for by your mortgage company. You can unbundle it. We don't recommend it. Yearly maintenance cost, property taxes. This will typically range from municipality to municipality, but typically can be between $1,500 and this says $4,000. I'm going to tell you I've seen as high as $10,000 depending upon your house value. Since property tax rate is applicable to each $1,000 of taxable assessed home value, which is done yearly by the government, we have a list of free government portals that you could use to quickly look up your tax rate. Ongoing repairs, that's things like roof costs or appliances, HVAC systems, any type of leakage that you may have for plumbing. All this is ongoing repairs, which is yours. You can get a appliance home insurance policy, different from homeowner's insurance policy. So a home insurance policy for about $650 to $900 a year will take care of all your appliances. So if an appliance breaks or it needs repair, they will come out and fix it. You just have to make a call. I just want to give you the caveat on this side. I know all three of the main home insurance companies out there, they generally take 4 to 7 days to come out and take a look at the item. So if you've got a dishwasher, you got to be prepared to go at least 7 days for not doing dishes, or same for clothing. So you got to be careful what you select. So a couple secrets. There are certain tax areas that provide veterans no real estate tax. So this figure that we talked about earlier, between $1,500 and $9,000, if you are a veteran, you do not have to pay that money, but you have to qualify for it. Also, first-time home buyers assistance. Certain states and commonwealths will help you acquire your loan by assisting you with the down payment. You have to qualify for it, but the caveat is that you must live in the house for a minimum of 7 years. Option 1, finding the right agent on your own. People say, oh my gosh, I can find an agent on my own. So to look for an agent that is experienced, trustworthy, aware of the markets, responsive, attentive, treats you like you're their only client, has a good overall economic knowledge. You will waste hours of your time trying to find the right agent. Depending upon where you are, at any section of the world, we can find an agent for you through our network. You can try and purchase a home on your own. However, it's not recommended, especially for first-time home buyers. The home buying process can be complicated, as we have discussed, and there are legal issues that are also come into play, which you probably need someone to help advise you on. Thus, a realtor would be very good. Many agents may not even know about the exclusive programs and grants available, so you could actually miss out on deals. Not every agent is the same. Option 2, you could work with 23 Homes. Yes, the premier home buying agency here in the DC metropolitan area. You can hire me to represent you, and you get access to our VIP home buyers program. And we'll go over that very quickly. Again, this is for, you can be a VIP as long as you are looking to find your dream home, or get the biggest bang for your buck, but feel overwhelmed and intimidated. If you have bad credit or no credit or a low down payment, we can help you with that. If you want to build equity right off the get-go and have some personal net worth as soon as you move in, we know how to find houses that can do that for you, so you have a little equity. People who want to buy for far less than the market value, we have strategies for that. People who want to buy a home in a preferred neighborhood, people who are actively searching online but need advice from an experienced agent. If you are a person who is intimidated or tepid about overpaying or working with a dishonest agent or looking for a quick commission check, that's not us. We are consultants. People who have searched online but are unavailable to find a home that fits their criteria and budget, we are experts at helping dig out those properties that might be out there that you can't find. People who have worked with an agent that they don't trust or they're dissatisfied. People who have worked with an agent that's not responsive and lacks clear communication. We usually answer questions in a paragraph, not in a sentence, so it'll help you out in the long run. You want full disclosure at all times for every document. You want to be given the heads up about important changes to housing regulations and mortgage rules. You want to be advised of realistic expectations to buying a home and dislike last minute changes. Here at 23 Homes, we over communicate to make sure that you get the type of service that you want. Let's take a look at Jim Hoskins. He is a veteran. He was looking for, check this out, 20 plus acres in Northern Virginia. That is basically impossible. It is like finding a needle in a haystack, and we found that needle in the haystack. He's got double private gates. You could check out his YouTube video right here and go into details. This right here is the most honest man in the world. We gave him the absolute best advice that he could ever get. And unfortunately, he did not follow that advice. And he talks about him learning his lesson and just following the 23 Homes system that you are being presented right now. It is called the most honest man in the world. And he will lament how our advice could have made him hundreds of thousands of dollars, saved him over a year time, but he did not take that advice. And now, hindsight being 2020, regrets not having listened the first time. So why 23 Homes? You will get access to our exclusive VIP homebuyers program. You'll be able to find the best house that fits your criteria and budget fast. We are consultants, not salespeople. You can forget about other agents taking advantage of you for quick commission check. You will feel relieved because we will hold your hand and educate you on every step of the way. We've developed our home buyers program, having worked with hundreds, just under 1,000 clients. Many of our clients have used this program to start building net worth for them family, what they call generational wealth. And ultimately, they enjoy their dream home. We've got a great network of resources that you'll be able to take advantage of. Most of them, not all of them, but most of them offer discounts, mainly because we know the least expensive ones that provide you the greatest value and quality of work. We'll help you get access to all the programs mentioned earlier in this training and walk you through the process step by step, ensuring you get the best deal. And we do practice what we preach. We purchase one house a year on our own. So why 23 Homes? Licensed realtors in Maryland, from the state of Maryland, licensed realtor in Virginia from the Commonwealth of Virginia, licensed realtor in the District of Columbia through the District of Columbia. We are a licensed general contractor, licensed project manager, member of the National Association of Realtors, Lifetime Achievement Award member of the Northern Virginia Realtors, Best for Potomac, Best of the Best in Arlington, Best Realtor in Bethesda, Herndon Award for Best Realtor, providing integrity, accountability, and community. Best in McLean, and we are also members of the $1 Million Real Estate Investment Experts Program. What do we offer? Before, when you wanted to purchase a home, you would have to go to a bank first, find the right realtor, and bear all the risks. Now you can use our VIP Home Buyers Program to purchase your dream home, eliminating any form of risk. You can see how easy that is. We offer a 12-month satisfaction, love it or leave it guarantee. We have a dream home finder program, and we have contractor certified program. Additionally, no obligation certificate. If you aren't satisfied for working with us, you can walk away. Essential services program. So if you are in the policing area or intelligence, you work for the intelligence community or public safety, we have a way that we can help hide your identity, or what they call your real estate footprint, so bad guys can't track you down. We have access to exclusive listings. We have a proprietary data portal that gets you all the information about restaurants and service providers around and inside a HOA community. And of course, you get our VIP bonus package. What is that bonus package? A free home buyers moving checklist that will provide to you a free home buyers criteria elicitation document, yearly entry into our Amazon gift card sweepstakes, exclusive possession day surprise home buyers gift basket, exclusive network access, and you'll have access to our VIP referral program. In summary, apply now. You get the 12-month Love It or Leave It guarantee, the Home Dream Finder, the Contract Certified program, no obligation certificate, essential services program, exclusive listings, proprietary data portal, and our VIP program. Sign up today. Please don't lose out on these important and necessary gifts that you could receive and services. Final FAQs. Will this work if I've got bad credit? Yes. We'll need to evaluate your credit scores and see what your options are. Will this work if I have little to no down payment? We will work with you to find out what your different options are. Options are always important. You'll have access to our new no money down program, but you must qualify for it. Are there any long-term contracts? If for any reason you're not satisfied working with this, you are able to walk away. What are the exact terms of the 12-month satisfaction Love It or Leave It guarantee? If for any reason you aren't satisfied and want to sell your home in the first 12 months, we'll assist you in finding a new local home. And then after we find it and get you in there, we will sell the home we originally found for you at 0% commissions. We only require that you purchase your next home through us. So book your call now. Let's get you started on building wealth and getting you into a home. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.